There you go. I am live. Oh man. So what do we got today? What is it? It's a Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Tomorrow is Friday. Isn't that
It's
something?
Friday. It's
Friday, not Friday.
well, yay. Let me
Oh,
get you in
there
the
I
thing.
am.
Let me get you in the camera right there.
All right.
We're trying to cover that thing. Trying to cover
Our
this.
office, our
Yeah, we got
office.
the American flag behind us, and a Trump flag behind us. I got the MAGA hat on, so you can see. You know, we're also broadcasting on Blog Talk Radio. So if you go to blogtalkradio.com and type in Frodo the Centrist, you should be able to find me, my ugly face right on there.
I think
But if
you
you
did something with your face in there.
did I really? No,
I
it
don't know.
was
You
just
look really dark, like you're like hidden in the
and
background.
oh yeah. But if you want to call in, actually call in on the Block Talk Radio, 515-602-9775. I don't know. What do you have in mind? We can chat. We can chat if you want to. Trying to figure out this Block Talk Radio studio, and seems like it's not. I'm not able to play with some of my audio clips in there. But anyway, what it's up, people? If you're on YouTube and you're commenting, I'm not gonna be able to see that. I mean, I'm gonna go back and forth, but if I miss you guys, I apologize in advance. But and also, this is my first time being live on
On the
on YouTube,
studio. Yeah,
on
yeah,
studio,
yeah,
not on
yeah.
you.
Mine too.
Really?
Yeah,
Where's your
yeah.
hat? You're supposed to wear a hat.
All right, I'll go get my
Yeah, go
hat.
get your hat. My co-host there is not wearing her hat. I'm gonna fire her. We're out here trying to promote Donald Trump and the Republicans at this upcoming elections.
All
What is
right.
this? Is that a MAGA hat? No, that's a.
Here's my hat. Here's my hat. You might have seen me at some, peaceful protest with this hat, or in Las Vegas on the news with this hat. I've been in like the videos in the last month and then this month with my
Something
hat
like
on.
that. Yeah.
American flag hat.
Right. So, what do we want to talk about today? It's Thursday.
Oh
There's
wow,
so
there's
many things we
so
want to
much
talk
stuff.
about.
Like for example, um okay, so there was some important documents going from New York to California, and they were on the UPS, and they ended up missing. These were documents that I think I don't know if they were going to Tucker Carlson or who, but they were going somewhere. This is in regards to Hunter Biden, right? And then they went missing. So the person that took those items probably thought that there's no backup. And I was wondering in anticipation whether or not they had a backup, but they actually did have a backup. Uh, they had the backup. So, yeah. I mean, they're out it, but it just goes to say that what is safe? What is safe? I mean, people are just really trying to cover for Joe Biden. I seen a meme earlier the other day that was like,
What
"Oh
mean?
no, the laptop is legit. Ramp up the COVID talk." Have you noticed that?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
they've
really?
been trying to bury it. The mainstream media is actually trying to
Yeah.
bury that. They won't even carry it. I mean, I posted one time. I posted a link, from a New York Post. I mean, it started from New York Post, and I got flagged right away.
How did you get flagged? Could you tell me about that? Because like I just post and go. I'm like
Well,
I don't really go back to my post.
the post is saying that you are sharing some kind of a malicious thing,
Really?
right? Because of the the link, the original link that coming from
So it
New York
did it
Post.
say it's not going to post it or what? Because whenever I type the word COVID, almost 99% of the time it says, "Are you sure you want to post this?" Because it says COVID.
Yeah, and it also tells
I'm
you
like, yeah, go ahead. I want people to
every
know.
single. I mean, I think Twitter and Facebook had. I mean, there was some backlash. People will actually, because they're being silenced when it comes. When they're trying to.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Actually, they went
that.
before the Congress, right? Or Congress or the Senate. They went in front of them yesterday in regards to that.
Right.
And then they were trying to say they didn't select just like, people that were Trump supporters. They didn't just narrow them out, but there was a senator that said that no, this is actually what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy just didn't know how to answer for a little bit there.
Right. Yeah. So, what have you been taking lately?
Me, so I'm taking this. I've been taking this really good product. Do you want me to go get it?
It smells like burnt popcorn or something. Like who cooking popcorn?
We're cooking some pumpkin seeds downstairs. Our teenager and I was sorting those out and baking them, and he went to take them out. But yeah, I'm taking this product. It's called Isotonix OpC3.
Go get it. Let's see it.
Right.
Let's see what it's. Let's see what it looks like.
All right.
Yeah, she's gonna get that. But I mean, there's a lot of what if out there when it comes to elections. Just like what if there's a electoral college tie between Trump and Biden? What's gonna happen if they tied up? If they tie, the same amount of electoral college and all that. I was reading that on Fox News, and that's what would happen.
All right, this is what I got.
Well, okay.
Sorry
Before that, my co-host,
right.
which I am Frodo. Well, on
I can't see the camera.
On Blog Talk Radio, I'm known to be. My name's Frodo the Centrist. On YouTube, I'm Frodo of all trades. See, and my co-host is Lady D. I named her Lady D.
Yeah.
With her, she's wearing a hat. For those
Patriotic.
of you, for those of you that can't see her on Blog Talk Radio, it's a cowboy hat. She's wearing a cowboy hat and Star Spangled Banner and all that, the old glory thing. But it looks like matches your.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Just happened to have a polka dot, blue and white polka dot dress.
Yeah.
So I'm taking this OpC3. I took it before for about 10 years ago. I took it for 5 years. It was really helped me through a lot of things. I almost had our 4th child early, and I started taking this and some prenatal vitamins. It's also isotonic, and it actually brought me out of I had a nutritional deficiency, so I was really depressed, and it brought me out of that. I also almost had our child early, at 33 weeks pregnant, so I started taking this Isotonix OpC3 and Isotonix vitamin, a prenatal vitamin, and I just felt so good. I was like, what is going on? And I was actually able to carry the baby to 1 day before her due date. So that was pretty good considering I almost had her early at 33 weeks pregnant. I had to be on bed rest. And then, we're just wondering, what's going to happen. And that's the result. And then also, I just started taking this OpC3 because I was just tired I was dealing with foot pain.
Mm-hmm.
We went through a lot of financial struggles and things like that. So we weren't able to get it because it costs more than something you could just get like a $5 bottle. It's more expensive than that, but it's definitely worth it. I asked Frodo to get this for my birthday present because I said I have enough shoes and clothes. So I wanted to do something for my health, and he got that, and it's just amazing. My feet used to hurt so bad, and after just a few days, within a week, I just was able to start getting up and walking around. Even after 20 minutes of sitting, I used to be excruciating pain in my feet, and now I can get up out of bed. I can get out of the car without pain. So, I mean, this definitely helped me. It also helps with some other issues that go on in the blood, like if you have problems with the blood clotting or
Right.
something like that. It cleans the blood and regulates the blood pressure, and I believe it also works with the blood glucose level. It does so much stuff. It's just really amazing product for the price that you pay. I mean, if you paying for your medicine, I would say definitely try this, because if you have to pay for your medicine out of pocket, this is healthier than most medicines. Other thing I'm taking is this TLS. I don't know if you can see it.
Well, they can see it on Facebook Live, but they're not going to be able to see that on Block Talk
Yeah,
Radio.
okay. But anyways, this is a weight loss solution. And even if you don't need to lose weight, you still could take this. It has protein. This one is the pumpkin. And I also like the chocolate. This is pumpkin season, but I like the chocolate too. I can mix it with water or with milk, and both taste good. This one has 18 grams of protein, and the chocolate has 19 grams of protein, and it has less than 4 grams of sugar for 2 scoops. It's just amazing. It's just really, really amazing. I feel really good after I drink it. Yeah, and it doesn't taste like vitamins. It's not super sugary, but it tastes good. And it has B vitamins in there. So it has so much stuff in here I'd rather buy this than a Starbucks Frappuccino, honestly. Because you know why?
What?
It's cheaper than a Starbucks Frappuccino and healthier.
Wow.
I mean, and
Amazing.
also like the sugar in this tastes good, and the sugar is so little. It's just amazing. Like, so those are my 2 favorite products from the company that we started, Shapali. We partner with Market America.
So you can get that from Shapali.com.
Yeah, Shapali.com.
I'm afraid that our wall here is going to collapse pretty soon because the cat's climbing on top of it.
That's a SHOPALY.com. So those are my top 2 favorite. I know Fernando's one. He takes this too, but he also needs extra for his vision. So he's taking a Isotonix vision formula.
That's
Do you want to tell more about what an Isotonix is?
Well, it's isotonic is the absorbability. That's the difference, because isotonic means the same pressure as. That means the same pressure of your bodily fluid.
Yeah.
So when you take let's say an OPC3, you take this OPC3. I'm holding this bottle, and then there's a cap. You fill this up, and then you put like about 4 ounces. 2 ounces?
No, yeah, 2 ounces.
2 ounces.
You fill this with the powder inside, right? And then you put 2 ounces of water. And when you mix that together, it's isotonic. Now,
it becomes an isotonic when it's mixed in water.
This was like scientifically put together. Actually, it has everything in here that you need. I mean, it's just amazing. It has It has like 2 grams of sugar, which is equal to like eating 2 grapes. So it's not a lot of sugar. And also, to make it isotonic, you need a little bit of natural sugar to be able to put it into that isotonic form. Just like if you went to the the hospital and got an IV fluid.
That's right.
They have a certain they don't tell you everything that's in there, by the way. Do they tell you like there's sugar in your isotonic IV? No, they just stick it in you. You don't ask them about it because the doctor says it's good for you.
Shut your mouth.
Well, with this one, I mean, there's science behind this, so like it's just amazing. We have so much training available to us too. When we partner with Market America Shop.com, it's just it's amazing.
All right,
I love it.
I love it too.
I am so thankful.
So let's get back to the whatever we're going to talk about.
All right.
What is it? Oh, the what if. What if Biden and Trump, how like the electoral college, right? Like for the presidential elections, the general elections, some people are so confused when it comes to electoral college.
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
The electoral college is like based on the quantity of people. Would you say quantity of people? Quantity of people in the state.
In the United States.
The more people,
50 states, right?
The more people you have in the state, the more electoral college votes you have. So like since California is so big, they get like 50 or 52, right?
They get
But like
majority.
a
Yep.
place like New England, they might just get 3 because they're a tiny state compared to California, right? So that's an electoral college, and each so like usually the whoever wins the popular vote in that state is where the electoral college puts their votes. Is that correct, Fernando?
Well, yeah, just like how Illinois, the state of Illinois has the numbers of electoral college assigned to
Right,
the state.
exactly,
So let's say,
exactly.
well, Illinois has always been a Democrat. I mean, it's like always been,
Really, it's always been.
always
Well,
been.
wow.
I mean, the whole state is just like blue. But
Well,
it's because of Chicago.
yeah, I mean,
Chicago
if
is the biggest one.
if you look at
The
the
biggest
map,
city.
if you look at the
If
map,
you look at the Lake count and
it's-
by vote per counties, yes,
it's all red
all
except
red
for the
except for
center
the
is
Chicago.
blue. Yeah,
So-
because they have more people that live in Chicago.
So if Biden wins, let's say I don't know, off the top of my head, let's say Illinois has 10 electoral college. Biden,
for
for
example,
example, Biden wins 10 Illinois, so he gets 10.
right?
10 electoral
Exactly,
college.
exactly.
And
then
so
they
on and so
need-
forth, right?
They need what? 530.
Well, there's consists of 538 votes distributed
Okay.
among all 50 states and Washington
Right,
D.C.,
right.
including that. So to become president, candidate must win a majority of these votes with 270. So that's being the absolute minimum.
That would mean they got
But-
the majority,
Well, but
right?
538 is an even number. It's an even number, meaning that there could be a scenario like they can be a tie. I don't know how is that going to be. It's going to play out. But
Right,
there's
right. I
some
mean,
what
if they
if.
have to have at least
So-
270.
269 votes.
No, but if you said the minimum they need is 270 to win.
Right, right.
So if
So-
one got 270, then the other one could not get 270 because that would be 540.
Well, in a scenario which both candidates will receive 269 electoral votes,
Right,
right?
right. In a scenario like that,
In
somehow
scenarios
the
like that.
mathematical worked out
So-
that way. Mhm.
They said it's in that outcome, the vote will go to the U.S. House of Representatives to
The
break
current
tie.
one? The current one or the newly elected one?
What do you mean a current one?
Like the ones that are in right now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, not the newly elected. I wonder when the newly elected House of Representatives get in. Well, then, I mean,
So-
the Democrats have the House, so that's
well, yeah.
gonna
So
be-
that's what the Democrats is.
of course.
They want if it becomes tied, Democrats will win because Democrats have the majority in the House.
Yes.
Right. So now they said, unlike the number of electoral votes, there are 435 members in the U.S. House of Representatives. So meaning this, like I said, that the majority vote is guaranteed. They said, however, each state and not each representative gets one vote.
Oh, really?
Yeah, based on the party majority. That's confusing.
That is confusing. Like if the party majority in one state is like 14 Republicans and 12 Democrats, then a Republican can choose who they want to vote for.
That is
Like that?
something like that. Hold on a second. Let me see if anything in the Blog Talk Radio right now.
What's the number if they want to call in?
Well, the number for the Blog Talk Radio is 515-602-9775. Call in, hang in there. And, I'm switching between browsers over here, so.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what I noticed? I noticed that when the Democrats lost, they started throwing a lot of tantrums.
Like a little
it's
kids.
basically like they wanted to throw out the rules. Can you guys believe that? I don't know if you guys really were paying attention last time, but so they lost, right? They lost in a presidential race,
Right.
and what they wanted to do was get rid of the electoral college. I mean, could you imagine if like people started just going through the majority? I mean, most politicians that would just be visiting big cities and forget about the little cities, and what kind of thing is that?
Right.
Electoral college been around for hundreds of years. Now they want to get rid of it just because they didn't win.
So
I
here's
don't know
the
if you guys remember
explanation.
that or
Here's
not.
the explanation for that. They say that unlike the number of electoral votes, there are 435 members in the U.S. House of Representatives, meaning that the majority vote is guaranteed. However, each state, and not each representative, gets one vote, right?
Good.
Based on the party majority. So, for
Good.
example, a vote among U.S. representatives from Maryland, which has 7 Democrats and 1 Republican, would go to the Democratic candidate because they have the majority in that state.
Oh, okay,
Get it?
okay. I get it
A
now.
vote among U.S. representatives from Florida, which has 13 Democrats and 14 Republicans, would go to the Republican candidate. So Illinois, which state where we at, or we currently live in,
Yeah,
has the Democrats majority.
probably.
Well, that's
I mean, I don't think
just
we're
like
Republican.
well, just like in California, the overwhelmingly majority are Democrats.
Mm.
I mean, they said that there's one city, I think, what is that, San Francisco or whatever, one of them, all the way down to like the janitorial services, they're all Democrats.
Wow.
Oh man. So
That is something.
the critic says that this system is vastly disproportionate given that the top 10 largest states, which have half population, would 20% of the vote, while remaining 40 states with less than half of the population would get 80% of the vote.
What
So
was that? The critics say this system is vastly disproportionate given the top 10 largest states like Texas,
yeah,
California,
right.
which have half the population would have 20% of the vote.
While the remaining 40 states, with less than half the population, will get 80% of the vote.
You know what that means? Because if you look at the map from last time, it's mostly red. Mostly
Well, you
red.
mean like in 2016?
Yeah. Mostly
So,
red. Just little
if you were
parts of blue.
Yeah. So for all of my Democrats friends out there, if you were wishing to be, it's going to be, I wish it'd be tied up. So, because we have the majority in the White House. I mean, in the House, which is not the case. We're still going to win.
Well, for what instance would it go to the Supreme Court?
Instances,
Like they can't decide.
Well, if there's any a state will file a lawsuit,
like a recount, like Florida happened.
The Florida, yeah, something like that. That they can't really decide, or they both sides have the case for recount or something like that. They have to, that Supreme Court would have to interfere. That's what. But guess what? We have 6 on our side.
Do we?
Well, 6 and 3 now.
Yeah.
Because
President Trump appointed 3 Supreme Court justices within the last 4 years.
So, a tie in electoral college, let alone the Speaker of the House becoming an acting president, is highly unlikely to happen. But it doesn't mean it won't happen.
Let's do this. Let's not not give in right now. Let's not stop fighting for what's right. Okay.
Get this: in 1800, an electoral tie did occur in 1800.
Mm-hmm.
That was during a presidential election between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr.
Mm.
Remember them?
Mm-mm.
That was the candidates each received 73 electoral votes.
Wow.
Because there were fewer states back then.
Right. Yeah.
So it happened.
The thing is, let's not just say that, let's not surrender right now. I'm not saying go out and riot and loot, guys. I'm talking about when you think about the Bible and you're when the people kept holding Moses's, hands up, and then they were winning, and when they let his hands down, they were losing, so they had to raise his hands up. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't mean we're telling people to riot and loot. Of course not. We're not the Democrat politicians.
But guess what? Who wants to be a Treasury Secretary in the Biden White House?
Hillary Clinton.
No.
Michelle Obama. You told me to guess.
Yeah, no. Well, it's a female.
Maxine Waters.
Oh, man, this is over in California.
Well, it can't be Kamala because she's running with him.
Yeah. So
let's see. Let me guess. Let me get
one more guess. I'll tell
Feinstein.
You. Dianne Feinstein. She's old, man. She's about she's a dinosaur. That's what what do you call it? Rush Limbaugh called him dinosaur. Who was that? We're live right now, man. You messed up my look.
I need to
fix my flag.
Sorry.
We're being invaded. But anyway, so Pocahontas. Pocahontas.
I thought you meant the real Pocahontas for a minute there. Or a second.
The real
I better correct myself.
Someone
Someone might say I'm lying when I said a minute.
Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, the Native American wannabe.
I just don't even know what to say about that. Oh, she wants to be the Treasury Secretary in charge of money, huh?
Yeah.
That is something.
Yeah. So
maybe he'll have a position for everybody that lost against him. You think?
I'm pretty sure.
You think they had a cohort like, hey, drop out now, and if you drop out now, you'll have a position if Biden wins. Do you think that's what's happening?
Oh, I don't know.
Never crossed my mind, but till now.
Look what happened to Hillary Clinton.
What about her?
Against Obama.
I don't get it. I don't know. I wasn't into politics back then. Please explain to me and others. I really didn't care about politics till Trump started winning. Then I started paying more attention. I was like, what is going on? I was just like, I mean, can you see the relentlessness? I mean, they're not giving up on beating him up with words and going after him, attacking him. I mean, it's just something. It is something. It is something.
Okay. When it comes to the presidents of the United States, I was reading this article about ranking the president by their IQs.
I really don't care about their IQ as long as they can function. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I like President Trump so much that, I mean, he's done so much for this country, and not just this country either. He's done a lot for other countries like Israel. He made 3 peace deals in the Middle East.
That's true.
Mean, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're going to say is his IQ. Are they going to say it's high or it's low? Because if they say it's low, then I really don't.
No, he has a high IQ.
You think so?
Ulysses. Whoa, our cat is just the black kitty is.
Yeah, we have a black cat over here, and we have a white cat. They're separate cats, by the way. They're not black and white. Maybe you'll see the white cat later.
Ulysses S. Grant, 130. Can you believe that? Ulysses S. Grant.
Is that high or is that low?
I think that's. I mean, not really high, but it's higher than the normal.
Did they even have those tests back then? I mean, he lived in the 1800s, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe they just
George W.
Mm-hmm.
George W. Bush.
The one that was president in 2001.
The junior. Yeah.
Yeah.
138. Well, 138.5.
So his was higher.
Got a higher IQ.
Wonder what they're gonna say Obama's was.
I don't know.
It's only 44 presidents, so I guess they didn't do one on President Trump. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see about that. Well, this thing is clicking, trying to click. But James Monroe, 138.6. Again, I don't know how they measure this, but the thing is, maybe they're guessing, based on their, I don't know.
I don't know how they do IQ tests.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because I mean these people, like, some of them lived in 1800s probably, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they evolved the test too over time.
Yeah, something like that. James Moore, 138.6. So he was actually considered a very superior intelligence according to the Welcher's IQ classification. So there's like a department of IQ people,
Okay.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Johnson, 138.9. That's the highest so far. Um, Come on, this is my little thing here. It's not Andrew Johnson. What's next? Taft, William Taft, William Howard Taft. Pretty high.
Yeah.
139.5.
Wow, he was president in 1909 to
This said it's pretty low on the
1913.
list. You mean that's 139 is low? I mean,
I don't know.
maybe for
I'm wondering, what is
maybe,
a high IQ?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get 100. How do you test that?
Let's see. What's the highest?
James Buchanan, 139.6. We gotta keep going here. Keep going, keep going. What is it?
Let's see.
What happened to my thing, man?
So IQ stands for intelligent quotient.
Okay.
IQ tests are tools to measure intellectual abilities and potential. They're designed to reflect a wide range of cognitive skills such as reasoning, logic, and problem solving. It says a score of 116 or more is considered above average. A score of 130 or higher signals a high IQ. Membership in Mensa, the High IQ Society, includes people who score in the top 2%, which is usually 132 or higher.
Wow.
So, I mean, these people, it says that IQ tests have gone through significant changes through the decades to correct for racial, gender, and social biases, as well as cultural norms. Today, there are several versions in use. They may have different methods of scoring, but they all use 100 as average. So if you have 100 IQ, you're average.
Okay.
All right. So it says that the IQ scores of most people are represented in the middle of the bell between 85 and 115. Overall, about 98% of people have a score below 130. If you're among the 2% with a higher score, then, I mean, you're an outlier. Basically, a high IQ means your score is higher than that of most people in your peer group. It says mathematician Terence Tao is said to have an IQ of 220 or 230. Tao started high school in the 1980s at age 7. High school in age 7, not 17, not 77.
Jeez.
Earned a bachelor's degree at age 16 and a doctorate at 21. Like Doogie Howser, maybe. In 2017, India Times reported...
Doogie Howser is man-made, though.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes those things are based on
man-made,
stuff.
or it's like someone created Doogie Howser as a character. Okay.
Yeah. In 2017, India Times reported that an 11-year-old girl living in the United Kingdom achieved a score of 162 on a Mensa IQ test. The publication also noted that Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking are both thought to have an IQ of 160. 160.
Huh. Wow, so the thing is, 160, 160, you're way above average then, because this the president, like Zachary Taylor, 139.8.
Yeah, so that's apparently I thought that was low, but apparently according to this health line,
I know that's pretty high, but I didn't know there's people like in the 160. Oh my goodness, 160. Harry Truman, 139.8. That's one of the presidents. Then back in Harry Truman. That's the Harry Truman precedent for both the end of World War II and the beginning of the Cold War. He was known for his aggressive personality because he couldn't really be known for his outstanding intelligence. He had an IQ of 139.8, falling in the lower 25% of presidents. So he's not, among the presidents in the past, 25%. So he's not like really on top. But 139, man, that's pretty high. Warren G. Harding, 139.9. What? Who else? Let me go on here. I'm gonna go for a lamb. What is that? What? I gotta check the Block Talk Radio. Yeah, we have about 23 minutes, so we're good to go. And we're talking about the ranking United States president by their IQs. George Washington's IQ 140.
Really?
Yeah.
140. I wonder what Abraham Lincoln's was. Let's see if
We'll
he's on
see.
the list.
Let's see if it's on the lists. Hold on a second. I'll get to you. Gerald Ford actually 140.4. This is going up and up now. Gerald Ford. See, every time I click that. Okay, so Lyndon B. Johnson, 140.6.
Wow.
Getting higher there.
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Johnson. Who else? Herbert Hoover, 141.6. Yeah, that's pretty good. Bring high in there now.
Do you think these are rigged, or do you think they're really their IQs?
I don't know if it's rigged. I think that just people are, they're pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Calvin Coolidge, 141.6, 141.6. Why would it be rigged?
That's probably
Rigged
there.
it. Ronald Reagan, 141.9.
Notice they only have 44 presidents there, not 45. You know there have been 45 presidents. Well, currently there is a 45th president of the United States.
You mean like it'd be like biased? You mean?
Yeah.
Perhaps, I don't know. Richard Nixon. Nixon's 142.9. Pretty high. Not smart enough to hide that thing now.
Yeah.
George H.W. 143. So he's smarter than his son.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Uncertain things, by the way. I don't know if there's, who else? James K. Polk, 143.4. An IQ level. Pretty high. Pretty high. William McKinley, 143.4.
Maybe if it says when they were president, so that people are also learning when they were president.
Well, they should look it up. Grover Cleveland, 144.
Oh,
Grover.
Grover, not governor.
You say governor? He was actually says close to cracking the top 50%, but he's just not quite there. So
top 50%.
I don't know. He was elected twice to non-consecutive terms, serving as both as 22nd and 24th president of the United States.
That is amazing. Did you hear that? Like, so maybe what happened was he became 22nd president of the United States. He ran again and lost, and then he ran again and won. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Or he ran and then he won, and then the next term he was sick, and then he waited till he got better, and then he ran again.
I don't know. You're gonna have to look that up. Andrew Jackson's 145 IQ. Andrew Jackson. You imagine that. Dwight Eisenhower.
When was he president? Does it say? No.
It doesn't say here, but you can just look it up. I don't remember.
Was he the one that was in the wheelchair?
I don't know. I know that I know who you're talking about. There's one of them that.
We have a book about him. We have a
Yeah.
book about the one. I forgot his name. Let me see while you're looking that up.
Was he the one in a wheelchair? Look it up. I don't know. Benjamin Harrison is 145.4. One of the smartest president.
Roosevelt's
Roosevelt's
the
one
one
in
the wheelchair.
Yeah. Martin Van Buren, 146.
Mm-hmm.
I hear some knocking.
Like they're hammering.
Hammering something, yeah. What are you hammering over there? Rutherford B. Hayes, 146.3. It's getting there. Pretty high. William Henry Harrison, 146.
19. We are at 19.
Yeah. Again there.
Yeah, we're about halfway there.
Franklin Pierce, 147.4. Every time I click it, he moves. You hear that? Is it knocking downstairs? Someone's knocking. Someone's ruining our broadcasting here. John Tyler, 148.
Wow, his picture looks like he's from the 18 or 1700s.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's probably the 1800s.
Millard Fillmore, 149.
It's very interesting how the people in the old days was really smart. Because remember, the higher it goes.
Ooh, here's Abe Lincoln.
150.
150. Wow. Good old Abe. 150. Franklin D. Roosevelt. That's the one that
150.5. Yeah, the one in the wheelchair.
Highly intelligent. Almost 160. It's like Robert Einstein.
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. They said Robert Einstein. Chester Arthur, 152.3. It's getting there. Who's gonna get to 60? I wonder who's gonna get to 60. James Garfield, 152. Who else? Theodore
Roosevelt, 153.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What else? Who else? John Adams, 155. That's a movie about John Adams. I think we're getting to the top 10, I think, right now. Woodrow Wilson, 155.2. Getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So, who else? Come on. What's that?
Jimmy Carter, 156.8.
Really? Jimmy Carter's actually one pretty smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad his brain deteriorated, though.
Did it?
No, I was just...
Bill Clinton, 159.
Bill Clinton? Wow. I did not have sex on that with that woman. That Bill Clinton? Billy?
I'm sorry, I think there's bias.
Yeah. He can't be that smart.
If Barack Obama's number one, I'm going to think it's really biased.
John F. Kennedy, 159.8. Yeah. Well, James Madison, 160.
So do you think when they ran for president that they actually
what?
They're like, hey, you have to take an IQ test so we can document this?
I don't know.
Thomas Jefferson, 160. It's amazing. I mean, he penned the Declaration of Independence, right?
Something like that.
John Quincy Adams, 175.
Wow.
He was in a 99.999943% of all people who were on Earth at the time. Adams takes the title of the smartest president of all time. Got that? Who is that again?
John something Adams. Number 2, Barack Obama with the question mark.
They don't know his IQ. Okay, maybe it's not biased.
He says remain to be discovered.
It says something about as soon as he's out of office, something.
So this is
Donald Trump, the current U.S. president, has boasted of an impressive IQ, but has never revealed a number. In a late 2016, a viral meme made the claim that Trump has an IQ of 156, but those findings have been debunked. Dean Keith Simonton, the same researcher responsible for IQ findings on all the other presidents, states that it's unlikely that his IQ is very high and has challenged him to produce the results of an IQ test. Perhaps one day Trump will put forth evidence to back up his claims. Here's what I have to say about that. All I have to learn is how President Trump runs the economy, and you would know that he is smart. He's not a politician, meaning that he's pretty blunt with what he says.
But then again,
and here's the thing. During COVID, let's talk about this. I know we have less than 15 minutes left. The GDP just came out. It was yesterday or today.
Right.
During the COVID, we had a higher GDP in the third quarter, I think it was, than we have before. So I don't need him to take an IQ test because that tells me he's pretty smart and knows how to run a country like a business, because that's actually like how this country is. It's like a business. He knows how to like make deals. Well, he knows. I mean, this is just amazing. I don't need an IQ for him.
Well, here's what we're gonna say. This is what he's gonna say. You know, if he take that IQ test and is like, "Oh, you're 150," he's gonna say, "You're biased. That's double."
All you have to do is look at how he runs the country. He is not a politician, but he gets things done. All you have to do, look at how he runs the country. I mean, it's just, you have to have an open mind. I mean, if people say that he's retarded, a retarded person boosting
I don't
the
think
GDP.
He's retarded.
I don't either. I'm not saying he's retarded.
Right.
I'm saying you see a lot of things on Facebook, especially in the first couple of years that he was president, saying or he has a mental defects, or, well, I mean, here's the thing, mental defects. I mean, would autism be a mental defect? Do you think? I don't know if he has autism. Who knows? But he's smart.
No, he doesn't. He's pretty smart. I mean, there are a lot of people would say, "Oh, well, you know, he went for like 7 bankruptcy on his businesses." What
those are his businesses,
right? What they don't understand is like that there's a reason why there's a reason why business goes take that route, to reorganize.
Yeah.
It's like a reorganized business.
And I don't really see him bankrupting America. I mean, he is trying to lower the taxes for regular people, not just the rich. Because guess what? If he raises the taxes like Joe Biden is going to try to raise the taxes, you know where those businesses are going to go do business? In other countries. So those jobs created will not be for America. They will be for other countries like India, China, etc. President Trump knows what business owners want. That's why he lowered the taxes for businesses so that they could afford to pay their employees more money and expand their business and create more jobs. It's just, I'm not envious of those business owners, because here's the thing, unfortunately, not all business owners are generous. President gave the opportunity by giving a tax cut to those businesses. If that business owner wants to be stingy and not give a raise or bonus to their employees, that is not President Trump's fault. He gave them the opportunity, and there are plenty of businesses that have increased employees' hours before this COVID. They increased the amount of jobs that they had created, and they gave bonuses when they couldn't before, under the oppression of Obama's era. Right? With our high taxes. And now Biden wants to raise the taxes even more during this COVID. Election is coming up in America
All right, so
on November
guess who?
3rd.
I don't know. You know who Lil Wayne is, the rapper?
Nope.
You don't
Is
know
he
who that is?
little like the baby like that? Like Guess Who's Home or something where they stole the ring and he's like, "Goo, goo, gaga." Is that Lil Wayne?
No, Lil Wayne.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that's not him.
Not the little baby.
No,
Goo,
not Little
gaga,
Bit. Look
gaga.
at that. If you're on Black Talk Radio, just Google Lil Wayne. I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Lil Wayne is a rapper, but he's black, so and he is a prominent and he's known for his vulgar and rapping, so the rapper. It talked about like monies, sex and guns and stuff, but he visited the White House and he said that Trump listened to what he had to say, and Trump that assured that he will and get it done. Now he's talking about the what do you call that? The deal. Let me read it here. So what are the
Criminal
details?
reform.
He said that Lil Wayne said he had a great meeting with Donald Trump, and his real name is actually Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. We call him Lil Wayne. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's standing right next to President Trump.
Yep.
President Trump is about what, 6'3", maybe 6'4".
Yeah.
So he's probably like my height, maybe 5'5",
Yeah.
maybe something like that, 5'6".
Mhm.
So we're little. So Lil Wayne said that the president, referring to the First Step Act of 2018 and Trump's new promise to Black America. And he said that he did. President Trump listened to what he had to say, so he tweeted that. And guess what? He got some backlash from the liberal, saying that. Remember Chelsea Handler telling 50 Cent that
he ain't black.
No, that the Chelsea Handler
your place.
that she said that she had to remind 50 Cent that he's black.
Yeah, she had to remind him of his place.
And guess what 50 Cent did do?
I want to know. Tell me. Really tell me. Tell me. Did he say, I know I'm black and I have a free mind? Is that what he said?
No.
Did he say, I'm sorry, I didn't
He actually
know.
caved in and he said, F Trump.
Ooh.
You know what to deal with that?
Not good.
You know
Not
what happened?
good.
But
The plantation.
but you know
Break
what?
Free.
But you know the history between them too, because they used to go out. And they used to be
by backing down, he got a date with her.
I don't know. Well, she said something about that because apparently 50 Cent tweeted that he doesn't want to be 20 Cent if Biden wins the elections.
Oppression.
No, he's talking about
your taxes of your hard-earned money.
No, he's talking about tax, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be 20 cents. So a lot of people take that as a favor for Trump because Trump is not going to take a tax and not going to, raise the taxes and all everything like that. So, and so he got some backlash from that.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what that means? Do you know what that means, guys?
50 Cent caved in.
That means the white person told him to get in his place and he listened. And guess where that white person isn't that white person on a Democratic plantation?
Yep.
Okay. See, Republican doesn't really do that. Actually, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican and he fought to be able to free the slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Democrat. The Democrats actually fought him to make slavery still exist. Democrats back then.
Right. So
Poor,
I mean, what 50
guy.
Cent? I think what 50 Cent's doing, I think, is just trying to
please everybody.
Well, yeah,
he's not really pleasing everybody.
His base because he's not just a rapper. He's in Hollywood. He's been in a lot of movies, and Hollywood is nothing but liberal Democrats. So I think that's what he's trying to do. But deep inside, 50 Cent does not want Joe Biden to win.
Well, he just.
If
he's a role model, he should have just stood up for Trump, right? Because like those black people is looking up to him, and if he would just explained it. Here's the thing: don't be greedy for other people's money. Someone builds a business and they're succeeding and they're making a lot of money. Why are you going to go after them to take most of their money? What is the incentive for becoming an entrepreneur?
Right.
Whereas if you're a Christian, why are you envying those people's money they worked for?
Also, Ice Cube. Remember that movie? The guy Ice Cube
Is
from
he white?
No. He's not white. He's
Is
black.
he in Are
He's in a
You
movie.
There Yet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that
movie
guy.
Friday.
Did he also go on a plantation?
No, he's not. He's actually.
Did he get freed?
He.
Did he say, I'm free? You know what that reminds me of? When I was taking that OpC3 and my feet is so normally hurting so bad whenever I get out of bed and stuff like that for 5 years. So when after like 4 days of taking the OpC3, I was like, why am I walking like that? My feet don't hurt. I mean, it's like kind of like that, right? Like if you're freed, you have to train your brain to know you're free.
Okay, so yeah, Ice Cube,
Tell me
whose
more.
real name is O'Shea Jackson.
I thought you were gonna say Oceana.
O'Shea Jackson. O'Shea.
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 Something like that. Well, he was mad. He was furious after the Trump campaign revealed last month that Ice Cube provided input on the president's platinum plan. The platinum plan, the black plan.
What does that mean?
Well, because Ice Cube does not want to be called, I guess, associated with Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but he.
Tell me more. Maybe you'll change my mind.
But later he acknowledged that he weighed in on Trump's initiative. So he was kind of playing in like on the middle, but he actually won. There's a story about Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
The vice president, the Democratic vice presidential nominee. The Kamala.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, Ice Cube turned down the offer to have a Zoom call with her, saying that Ice Cube believed that, quote, wasn't going to be productive. Ha ha ha.
What wasn't going to be productive? Talking to Kamala?
Yeah.
Good.
That's good.
That's
What
good.
I'm saying is you can clearly,
unlike
Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and O'Shea Jackson, aka Ice Cube, does not have a cojones to stand where they want to stand. They don't want to be known as like Republicans. They don't want to be known as like siding with Trump. They want to please their base. They want to please this thing. What Lil Wayne's doing right now, he's getting backlash, but I don't think he's gonna back down. He's never backed down to those people. Lil Wayne, but 50 Cent, when he was called by a white woman, says, I have to remind you that you're black, he caved in. You know what I mean? Ice Cube, when he learned that the Trump campaign revealed that he was going to be working with them, he was mad or pretended to be mad. You know what I mean? So they trying to play the centrists. I'm the only centrist around here. This is Frodo the centrist.
That is so disturbing because like Kamala Harris and them, they're just like trying to use the black community with these black people getting shot.
They pander.
Here's the thing.
They pander like a panda.
There's not just black people getting shot by the cops. If you're less likely to get shot by the cops if you do what they're supposed to.
They will shoot you. They have
you're like 98%
they deserve
sure
all
you're
the
gonna
right
get
to
shot.
shoot you. That's like this. What happened? A guy in Philadelphia. They have him on the video. Guys had a knife on, and he was forward attacking a cop with the knife, so he got shot.
Yeah.
And what did all these people do right now over there? They riot and they looted the Super Walmart.
Do not be deceived. Do not think if Biden wins that this is going to stop, because I don't know if you guys remember what happened and when Obama was the president. There was rioting and looting in the South. And wasn't that like I can't breathe or my hands up or something like that? That happened. And story. It was actually like a lie.
It was based on a lie. But
there was rioting and looting.
It's based on the lie.
And Obama followed it. Did you know that Obama didn't even know things until he heard it on the news? I mean, doesn't he have an intelligence agency? I was just like, what kind of president doesn't know what's going on in the country?
I just heard it on the news.
President Trump, he knows what's going on.
Right.
He's trying to help.
We gotta go.
One real quick thing.
What?
People keep saying he won't condemn white racists, supremacists. supremacists. So he banned the KKK
So-
and the Antifa.
Okay.
Not banned, classified them as a terrorist
Right.
organization.
So, okay, here's what happened here. Block Talk Radio just ended. If you're still over there on Block Talk Radio, sorry, but we're ended on that side. But we still live on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube. Sorry,
Yeah.
YouTube, and we're going for the landing right now. So we'll do this again. I think I like it. I think I like doing it on live.
Yeah.
You know, kind of kill two birds and one stone.
Yeah. So people, if they want to see us, they can see
Sure.
us.
See us. That's
Yep.
right.
So yep.
So, well, thanks again for watching and have a good night. Vote red, make America great
Great again.